Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Shalom, 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 everybody. How is everybody doing out there today? All right. Yes, Miss Patricia. It's Miss Patricia Manigan. It's a blessing to be here today. I am Elder Rawchaa Tuesday night on G.O.C.C. Media. And today we will be going into part 2 of Who Told You to Do That? Okay, we went into a lot last week. I mean, we brought some things out of the Testament of Solomon about that white, pale, demonic spirit that tries to specifically attract, black men, and how relevant it is to our so-called brothers who are actual celebrities, and how they all are accompanied by a type of, pale handler. Nothing against, I should not have to put disclaimers out there for the so-called Gentiles out there. But, I mean, if I have to, I will. One, we understand that all nations can actually get into the kingdom of heaven. But at the same time, we have to preach the truth of the Most High. We cannot stop the truth for people's feelings or opinions. The Bible talks about the truth setting us free, confessing our faults, and we should be healed. Our people suffer for a lack of knowledge, right? Regardless of race, regardless of color, regardless of, you understand, we're talking about male or female. I was going to say gender, but I'm like, you know what? No. Male or female, we must bring the truth out. And people can choose to do what they want to do after that, okay? So we don't hate any race. But I can tell you something, we definitely need to be putting ourselves first. That's just the reality of it. We don't hate any race, but I tell you something, this is what we need to understand here. You Gentiles, we actually hate ourselves more than we actually hate anybody else. But we can't hate anybody, but I'm just saying, we don't love ourselves. So we have to focus on loving ourselves before we actually focus on trying to hate somebody. No, we got a lot of love to do within. Okay, but we're still going to have to put the truth out there. It's just what it is, okay? So I don't want anybody to, I have to put this disclaimer out there to get offended about what comes out, because we're going to speak the truth. And we're talking about the truth, not my truth. The truth according to Christ and that Bible, period. Okay, that's just what it is. We can all have a good time. Hey, black, white, blue, whatever you want to call yourself, I don't care. But the truth is the truth. Okay, so once again tonight we're going to go ahead and bring out the truth about who told you to do that. Where did you learn some of these customs and some of these things from? Tonight we're going to open up the lines, because I would like to hear some feedback tonight. But I am going to, bring out a few more things tonight about this topic tonight. And I'm probably going to have to start doing some who told you to do that? Where did we learn these things from? Why are we doing these things? Okay. All right. Some of the things that we grew up in with the curses. Did we learn them from grandma? Did we learn them from uncle? And the conversation is good to it's good to open this conversation up in this topic up, because guess what? Some of our youth probably don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. So at the end of the day, it's not a blame. Yes, Zarira, I don't know if I'm messing your name up right. I don't know if I need to put the little Arab, Zarida McDowell. All right, so I am on a little early. I'm going to start coming on early. It's better for me too, but I've been swamped with business. So, but I will be coming on earlier, okay? So, and plus I want to go finish watching this nice little movie with my children called The Kingdom of the Apes. Have you guys watched that, those movies? The Planet of the Apes, not the old school one. The old school one to me is a little bit played out now. But they do drop some things in there. But I'm talking about the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the War of the Apes. Listen, they could have. I told people a long time ago. I actually came out with a mixtape called Rise of the Planet of the Jakes, because I knew the whole time that they were talking about us, specifically the Southern Kingdom, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. But they are definitely talking about the children of Israel when it comes to the apes. I mean, these guys are riding horses, smoking fish. You know what I mean? Like smoking fish and meat. You like, what apes does that? They have to be talking definitely about us. And I told a long time ago, people, that the orangutan represented Levi, the gorillas represented Benjamin, and Judah represented the chimps, because Caesar, who they call Christ today, Caesar Borgias, okay? They always try to flip things. He represented like the Christ or the Savior who died for the people. I don't want to drop everything, but even if you watch some of the old ones, they'll show you. Now it's at the Kingdom of the Apes. And you know what's funny about this? I'm going to put this out there, though. I have to put this out there. What's funny about, because I'm not finished with it while I'm watching, he like, boy, you do know how to ruin the movie, but hey, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go watch it. It's not going to ruin it. It's that good. They are literally talking about how we're law keepers instead of us being in the Kingdom of the Apes, shepherd kings over sheep. They're shepherding eagles. The eagles are going to fish for the apes, and they talk about law, like you can't take, you have to leave one of the eggs. That's according to the law. And they have the hidden books in there, and guess who's dealing with the books? Just like I told people in the old movies, the orangutan, the priest. He's keeping the hidden records, like the Sons of the Doc and all that. Straight dropping it. And he got like the beard as if they would be like Moses. I'm going to tell you guys, they are straight dropping it. But what I really saw in it, just like we see on the news just recently, they're talking about some type of, attack against so-called Jewish people out there. They're talking about an attack against them from someone wearing purple. I mean, who do we know as a, and I don't even want to say it like that. Let me not even say that. But I'm going to just say it like this. Who do we know who wears purple? How obvious could it be? Who do we know as a group who wears purple? Let's just say, like, is it the Ninja Turtles, Donatello? Of course not. The first thing where it comes on, it talks about, someone in purple. It's like, listen, can we see the camera footage before the so-called assault or attack happened? We don't see any blood dropping. It's very convenient with your back against the camera. I'm going to tell you guys, why am I bringing this out? Because we told people a long time ago about how they would try to come against Israelites. We told people a long time ago how they would try to actually come against Israelites. They've been calling us a cult, and they don't want to show any of the positive things we do when it comes to our holy days, our Passovers, how we feed the poor, the homeless, how we visit the sick, people in jail. Hey, right? So they want to always highlight those who are more than austere in manner, which is, hey, austerity is men. But it's some things like we tell you when you take our Hebrew and Bible Academy, what happened in the War of the Jews, how you had some zealots and people who wanted to be some type of physical army, and they got smashed. They got totally destroyed. So they make it very easy to target Israelites, guys. They make it very easy. No disrespect, but that's just the truth. And they, well, what you want us to do? You just want us to lie down? No, we want you to follow Christ. We want you to follow the Bible exactly as it says. But our wants are not your wants, so we don't really worry about it. But what I'm saying is they literally show this in the Kingdom of the Apes movie. You got to check it out. They are showing, guys, you got to check it out. They show how basically Caesar, who would represent Christ, he was friends with the humans, who would be the so-called Gentiles, and the apes, meaning he was bringing the apes and the humans together. But then after they get into the wilderness, out of nowhere, you have the gorillas, or another tribe or clan or whatever they want to call them, right? They thought that something else was going on because of the humans. People were dying, right? But then out of nowhere, they come out killing all of the rest of the Judites, okay, saying, this is for Caesar. And they just going around killing everybody as if it's in the name of Caesar or it's in the name of Christ. Guys, who do you see out there promoting and doing that right now? We're going to be raping and killing and doing all of this crazy stuff. Listen, that's not what the Bible says Israelites are going to be doing. Right? That's not what the Bible says the Israelites are going to be doing in the name of Christ. The Bible says we're going to go around, hey, healing the blind, the sick, right? Getting our people back healthy, bringing them back to the knowledge of who they are, right? It will be no more war when we are back in our land. So they literally show this in the Kingdom of the Apes, how you got this so-called same type of people, but one people is doing evil in the name of the Savior, and the other people are just trying to actually do as it says accordingly to the records. You got to check it out. I'm going to leave it there. But I thought I'd put it out there that these people know exactly who we are. And they try to hide it under the guise of some type of apes. You see, but we are not silly, guys. Apes don't ride horses. They're not eating fish. Not that they don't, but I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get on subject. First, I want to talk about our Hebrew and Bible Academy. All right. First, I want to talk about our Hebrew and Bible Academy, okay? Excuse me. Unfolding the seals of the apocalypse. Last week was great. I mean, even Elder brought out when it came to the, you understand, the lesson last week. He showed about how on the Michael Jackson video about the stones of fire. I mean, it was really powerful. So you have to make sure that you join this academy to check out some of the things he's bringing out. How the Masonic cult, present day, how they actually are just copycats, doing the things that's in heaven on earth, but obviously on the evil side, right? So we have unfolding the seals of the apocalypse that we are in now. All right. Revelation 6, the next Hebrew Bible and Bible Academy starts on Sunday, August 4th, 2024, 9 a.m. New York time. So obviously we've already started. You can still secure your spot. All right. For those who don't know, the Hebrew and Bible Academy is a 3-month online biblical course with weekly online lessons every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. New York time. Okay. We teach the original Hebrew language, including conversational Hebrew. We also provide an in-depth Bible teachings on the true history of the world and real-time prophetic world news from around the globe that we cannot actually teach on these type of platforms here, okay? Well, you can actually be free on the academy, obviously. Okay. Brand new lessons. This academy, creation, declaring the end from the beginning, the final judgment of evil, return of the diaspora, the judgment of modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, the kingdom of God. How to enroll? For those of you who are new or you forgot, this is how you enroll. We are accepting enrollments until Friday, August 2nd. The class fee is $150 per person for the 3-month course, which can be paid up front or in 2 installments of $75 each. Okay. Please note the second installment will be due after week 5, and the academy is not offered in parts. If you would like to enroll directly, please go to historytimes.org. All right. All right. So I want to put that out there really quick, just as a reminder to the people, because you are missing out. You are missing out. Yes, indeed. All right. You guys ready? Are y'all ready? Shalom, Sister Tawana Butler. Shalom, Elder Dale. Shalom, Elder Rawchaa, if you're out there. All right, man. We're getting ready to get it in. So let me first start off and say I'm thankful to be here, and we're getting ready to really get this thing in. Who told you to do that? You know what? Let's go ahead and start it back up. Let's go ahead and start it back up the right way. All right. So we were talking about listen, fair use for educational purposes only. You know, we like to have a little fun, but we are really trying to educate our people on the things that we were not taught when we were young, or the things that they just promoted as style and fashion, but really eventually started to harm us in the process. And believe it or not, guys, a lot of these things really are no different than the same type of form of the tree of good and evil. The tree of good and evil, obviously, is drugs. Okay, we talked about that in the academy just recently. Every form of drugs you can think of, pharmaceuticals and all that, they have side effects, good, and then they have evil. Well, the same thing when it comes to a lot of the products and the fashion that they will give us. It's like, hey, this is affordable. It's cheap. Shalom, Elias. How are you? This is affordable and it's cheap, but will it harm me? With the food, it's affordable, but it ends up harming me. And then I still now have to go and pay a big doctor's bill. Or now I can't grow my hair back from overwearing hats, from overwearing wigs. You get what I'm saying? We have to really kind of start to study and educate ourselves coming out of captivity. Not just like, hey, we're praising the Most High. Yeah, that's good too. But he says we suffer for a lack of knowledge. So we're bringing things out, yes, in humor, but we also should study these things and figure out why are we suffering from certain things, okay? So I'm going to bring this out really quick. Give me one moment. I don't know why I didn't plug this earlier. Can you plug this for me? On that side. Plug that for me. All right. Fair use for educational purposes only.
I've been scared to let you know just what to do. It's your fault that I have to catch my.
Okay. So y'all remember we watched that last week, right? You guys remember that we watched this last week. All right. So we had a lot of fun last week, and we were like, hold up. We talk a lot about the sisters, but even the men are wearing weaves out there. Even the men are actually wearing wigs. Not that we have not seen it before, very rare for an actor or something. But it's like, hold up, men be coming down on sisters, and then it's like, y'all got some secrets that y'all holding on to too. You got some secrets you holding on to too. All right? So, but listen, it's not about sisters, it's not about brothers. At the end of the day, if the shoe fits, we have to wear it. Some of us genetically are going to lose our hair early. That does not make you any less of a man or a woman. It does not. I want you to understand that. We were all going to get old, and not meaning you have to accept your whole entire body old. or to fade away. But what I'm saying, if there's something genetics you can't help, it's okay. You have to work around it in your own way. That's why the Most High blesses with beautiful hair wraps and head scarves. Hey, you get what I'm saying? And guess what? We show that we are elders if we get that crown. But guess what we're going to get at the end of this if we continue and endure to the end? We're going to get an everlasting body in the spirit. And I'm going to say this. Hey, yeah, obviously you have to be attracted to a person. But in these days, I can tell you what, women, I tell you, you rather get with a righteous man. I mean, if he loses some hair, a righteous man rather than one of these guys these days. These young guys these days want so much attention. They want so much attention. You know what I mean? Why people not doing this? Why they not doing that? This is all you hear, crying and complaining and whining. Men back in the days were very simple guys. You know what I mean? They just be themselves and they know, listen, men is not all about trying to see how much attention they can get. We just keep it chill and we just keep it simple. Knowing that I'm going to get the attention that comes to me that's supposed to come to me. If I have to go out of my way to try to prove to some female, I'm really no different than the letter group. Okay, and that's on both sides. That's on the woman's side too. We're going to talk about it today. I'm going to open up the lines and say, hey, you know what? We're going to ask a few questions here. But let me show some more things before we open up the lines. I want to show some of these things to spark some question of who told us to do this? Where did we learn these things from, right? Fair use for educational purposes only. So we're going to show this guy. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. I don't approve of this guy. You know why? Because this guy got caught on the video. What was the sister he was with? He got caught with that sister, with some pedophilia type of video or humor. And they took it a bit far, didn't they? They took it a bit far. But listen. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone with this because this guy, he's proven a point, but he's proven a point a little bit too much. So I'm gonna ask him, hey brother, you sure something didn't happen to you? Who told you to do that? So I had to find this video because it was hard for me to find it here. I
know Hispanic women wear them. But if we being honest, who's the franchise? Who's the franchise players? This shit looks ridiculous. No man has ever said, yo, you know what would make her look hotter? Pterodactyl wings on the face, nigga.
Now listen, excuse the language. Excuse the language. Now listen. I get what he's trying to do. And you know what's crazy? Jacob seeketh the sign. Jacob actually seeks a sign. You can tell Jacob the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But Jacob, a lot of times, won't change their ways unless they feel embarrassed, unless they feel jealous. Even Paul said we had to be provoked to jealousy. I am not here to say it's something wrong with women beautifying themselves. That's how men are attracted to women. What I'm saying is people are taking things a little overboard. I mean, we used to get a little S curl. We used to get a little Jerry curl. And, that was bad too because it messes up your hair. Let's be honest. Let's be honest if you want to be. Even when it comes to sisters overheating their hair with perms and hot iron. Let's be honest. Let us be very honest. You know that over time these things are too much. Any man don't want a woman too plain Jane. Let's be honest. She still has to come attractive or he's going to be looking around and she's going to be asking, well, you telling me don't do this, but I see you still looking at the other chicks with all of this. Well, it's because a man don't really know if those things are real on her or not. He doesn't know yet. Okay? So, yes, women, hey, if some woman wants to get lashes, it's all good. But guess what? There's a thing called things that's too much. Paul says all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. Meaning, hey, if you're going to do what you're going to do, but I don't think this is necessary because if I can see 100 feet away your lashes more than your whole body, we might need to question that there. Okay, we might need to question that there. Now, should Aries spirits have taken it this far to put them on? Because I'm like, hold up, brother, who told you to do that? Because this sounds like, hey, indirect ritual here, to where it's like, okay, you telling the sisters don't do that, but I'm like, who told you to do that? Did the Wizard of Oz, you wish people behind the scene tell you to do that so you can get back in the game because you got caught in that horror, that horror humor that you were dealing with the pedophilia? So, hey, I see the point you're proving, brother. And guess what? It is funny. But I'm going to tell you right now, what you're dealing with right now, brother, is questionable. It's questionable. Right?
What the fuck?
Oh, no, we ain't going to keep playing. Excuse me. I didn't know he was going to say all that. Okay, but I wanted to show that because, you know, he has a point. But he took it a little too far. He took it a little too far. Now, we're going to go to the man weaves again. And I'm going to ask brothers, I want you to come on here and be honest and say, you know what, Elder? I ain't going to lie. I got the man weave before. I wanted to just see how it felt. And I'm not going to dish you. I'm not going to down you. You know what I mean? You like, you know what? They got me too. You know why? Because the Bible says, James 5, confess your faults and you shall be healed. You know, you don't have to worry about feeling down about it. It's like, you know what? I got played too. You get what I'm saying? It's all to the good. Now, listen. My wife told me this is an old saying that people used to say, fried, died, and laid to the side. But I'm like, hold up, brother. Sometimes we trying to be a little, Judah be trying to be a little too fly. And you know you got some people who stuck in the 70s. Sisters, you know how you got some brothers, I've met brothers like this. They just stuck in the 70s. If they write a rhyme, they rhyme gonna sound like the 1980s because they've been in either prison or they just stuck in their time. Some people are just stuck in their time. Not that it's a bad thing, okay? Not that they should be stuck in the time of what's going on here. Good Lord. But have you guys ever seen or met a person like this? He's giving me wax museum vibes. Fair use for educational purposes only. Who told this brother to do this? Who told this elder to do this? Come on now. Come on now. Elder, come on. Don't do that.
No, like, is that your hair though, for real?
Yeah. Fried, died, and laid to the side.
Okay. What you got on top of it? Like, what you put on there?
Now, hold up. Old school. One thing I can tell, one thing I like about some of the old school is they gonna be extra fly. But he took it too far. He giving me Jermaine Waxon. He's giving me wax museum vibes. Old school say, listen, I don't know what you talking about, but I ain't had to do my hair in 2 months, baby girl. You need to get on game. And he came with the old school keys. He got the keys, the long keys that the old men used to have. Oh my goodness, Father have mercy.
24-hour holding spray. It'll freeze it, isolate it, and keep it in shape. I ain't had my hair done in 2 months.
Okay, I'll see you later, sir.
Look. OG said, I ain't had my hair in 2. You know when they do the hand, you got to watch with the hand. I ain't had my hair done in 2 months. You better get on game with you. He like, listen, this is what you need to be going to do at home. You need to go get your finger waves back right and take it to the wax museum style. He's like, I'm prepping my body to be in the wax museum. Old school, so you can't tell him nothing. You can't tell him a thing.
All right. No, like, is that your hair though, for real?
Yeah. Fried, died, and laid to the side.
Okay. What you got on top of it? Like, what you put on there?
Isoplus. 24-hour holding
Isoplus,
spray. It'll freeze it, isolate it, and keep it in shape. I ain't had my hair done in 2 months.
Okay, I'll see you later, sir.
Brother, who told you to do that? Top flight security. Who told you to do that? Freeze waves. What do y'all call it out there? Am I missing something? Huh? Which one of y'all, y'all hair designers is doing this at the hair salon? Y'all know y'all ain't right for let our brother walk out like that. You know you ain't right. I remember one of my old school brothers. All the old school guys used to come to me out of prison. I was working at the car washes at this time as a youngster, and they could tell I used to hang around my grandpa. we just related very, very well. One dude came out 15 years, and he didn't know the difference between the piece and chains. So the style always change, and like every 5-10 years, right? Even 20, right? So what would happen is he didn't know the difference between the piece and chain. So he went to the little flea market stores to get the jewelry, the little silver jewelry, the sterling silver jewelry, and they would have the old school type of pieces on it. And my boys from Louisiana, we were working, and then he came up, he pulled up, he thought he had, the spinners, the spree wheel spinners, like on the cars, like the proper rims that cost like $5,000 a wheel. Well, you rolling, and the car looked like the wheels ain't even moving. They like it's floating. Well, he had the hubcap spinners, and he was like, "Man, yeah, I got me a car. Man, I got me some spinners too." He's like, "Come on over here, youngster. Let me show you something." And I don't want to make old school feel bad. I'm looking like, oh man. On my expedition, I had some 22-inch rims, so I'm doing all right when I was young. And he brought me to his car, and I was like, man, I was proud of old school. He come out of jail, but he brought me to the car, and he moved the hubcap spinners. He thought he had the real spinners, guys, in real life. And he had the old machine gun piece on his chain. And my boys was back there rolling. I said, man, y'all leave old school alone, man. Matter of fact, he looks similar to this dude. I said that to say some of our brothers is just stuck. And, I have to say that I was wrong, because I should have pulled him to the side and said, man, this is out of style now. But listen, everybody's not materialistic. So I'm like, he's doing better than he would be doing in prison. Okay? So if he want to be fried down, laid to the side, that's on him. Okay? So, all jokes aside, this is a serious matter, guys. This here is a serious matter here, because I thought this was only about the sisters at first, and I'm like, okay, this is what's going on with the brothers too. Hold up, wait a minute. Is brothers not able to get women because they lose hair or something? Because last I knew, I'm like, brothers go bald, and hey, they got them a nice, beard lineup, mustache, and they still be looking smooth like Aaron Hall or Joe or somebody. Ain't nothing ever stopped Joe from getting no women's. You remember Joe, the R&B singer? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this. And I get it. When brothers lose their hair, it's not a funny thing. Brothers don't want to lose their hair. They try whatever nutrients they need, and if it don't work, it don't work. You know what I mean? So I always said, hey, none of us is promised our hair. Like I told you, I'm going to keep the Prince ponytail if I have to be fly. It's just what it is. But there's nothing wrong with if you have to have a bald head like LL Cool J. Ain't nothing stopping LL Cool J from getting no women. He's still married to his wife. You know what I mean? She can rub on that bald head, rub that oil in his head and massage that head and shave that head. It's all good. All right? Fair use for educational purposes only. Who told this brother to do this? Grown men is telling other men to now put weaves in. Well, not only they're telling them, they're doing it with their actions. I think this is a horrible culture. I'll be honest with you. I think this is horrible. She said, Joe can sing. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't know when bald head men was out of style. I've never seen it. I've always seen bald head men be able to get women, if not a lot of them. So what's going on today? I have no clue. Fair use. Y'all tell me what's going on here, please. Let's skip it up a bit, because I thought I only seen this on sisters. Sisters, can I ask a question out here? Does this look feminine to y'all? I'm not joking. Like, does this actually look feminine? Because to me, I only seen sisters doing this. Even though it's bad either way. I mean, putting glue on your scalp is horrible. It's like your hair is like the soil. If you putting something that's synthetic on your scalp, obviously, I think the sisters already know by now what happens, because some of them are dealing with the effects of it, and we have to get that. We have to get their scalp back right so they can start growing that hair back, right? But we have to bring this to awareness because we're spending money on destruction right now. Why would we spend money on destruction? Look at this, people. Sorcery. Apply 2 coats of adhesive. Apply 2 coats of adhesive. Come on, man. We're stressing. Hormones is out of whack. What we really need to do is get ourselves back on the right nutrients. Stop eating out fast food all the time. Black people are the most spenders, guys. We spend our money on hair products, fashion, all of this food that's actually not healthy for us. If we get ourselves back on spending our money in a proper way, some of us have our own little plot of land. Hey, you may not have as much land as you want. You have your own little plot of land where you have your own little homestead. And believe it or not, if more of your resources go to the proper diet, proper clothing to the Most High. One, if you go to, as a grown-up, you don't have to keep buying shoes. And even me, I am actually moving towards the barefoot shoes. Because what I've noticed is when I'm wearing the barefoot shoes is that I actually don't have any back pain or knee pain. No lower back pain, none of that. And I'm talking about, I used to hate going into the store because my knee would lock up on me, wearing these shoes, you know, the normal American shoes. Not that there's anything wrong with them. People do what they want to do. But I have me now some dress shoes that's barefoot. Now, obviously, I have to order them from overseas where they actually look like proper dress shoes and not the little twinkly dinkly toe joints. But those are for sports. But obviously, you know, you need something for ankle security if you're playing a proper sport. So you don't want to throw those away because you need those certain type of boots and shoes for certain athletics. But what I'm saying is walking around on a regular day basis, if you're in the gym or you are, because whose feet don't hurt when you're wearing dress shoes? Be honest. So we have to start learning how to make the proper investments when it comes to clothing, diet, and all that. Okay? Yeah. Because our toes, who has pointy toes? I personally don't. I love my Stacey Adams and all that, but who has the beast pointy toe? None of us, our toes are shaped like that, and it's giving our people callus. It's giving our people, what do you call that? Bunions and things like that, because it's not the proper shape of our wide toe. And then I found out, I said, overseas, these people are actually wearing these type of shoes and making these shoes. All in Egypt, they're wearing flat shoes. Turkey. And I said, boy, I had to get some people in Turkey to actually make me some proper barefoot dress shoes, because I'm like, hold up. I'm starting to see that everything that America does is just backwards and wrong. And they know everything that they do, you have to go back to the doctor. You got to go to the doctor for bunions. You got to go to the chiropractor for alignment. For them taking everything from the ancient ways away. Not that everything from the ancient ways did not need improvement, some things, but it's a reason why they did a lot of things. Okay? And I'm being quite honest. A lot of you might think it's a little thing, but you'll see. You'll see. We spending our money on the wrong things. So why is this brother getting his hair done? Is it self-esteem issues? Does he feel like this is what he needs to get him a woman? Well, listen, if your woman, don't know that you don't really have this type of hair, now you can't say anything about women wearing their hair this way, because both in some ways are presenting themselves very similar to the letter group. In some ways, we have to be quite honest. When you present yourself and a man really don't know all of this, or a woman don't know all of this, you're kind of presenting yourself as a letter group, because they do good makeup for the men. Ray J will tell you, right? They do good makeup. Hollywood will tell you they do good makeup for people who's a man turning them to women. And a lot of times you can't even tell with these transitions. So really, people cannot be hypocrites talking about these people if they're presenting themselves the same way. Hidden. And it makes the Most High look bad in a sense, because it's like, hey, like I said, I'm not telling people they should be plain Jane. That's not in the Bible. You have to present yourself fly. We had oils, we had garments, we came fly. Judith came fly. That's how she was able to deceive Holofernes, right? But the thing is, vanity, taking things too far, possibly, right? That's what we have to question. Whoa, this is interesting. It ain't just sisters. Let's see what you get at the end. Uh-oh, pretty boy. There go y'all pretty boy. You want your pretty boy with the wavy hair? Oh yeah, you talking about the pretty boy, excuse me, you talking about the boy who got the height surgery through his knees? I seen him. I seen one of them. I seen one of these so-called guys, Bandman Kevo. I think he got height surgery. Huh? Yeah, I think it's buffoonery, personally. But that's my opinion. There go y'all pretty boy y'all want it. He's back. Yeah, girl, my name, they call me Smooth Daddy. Well, your real name should be Glue Daddy. Cause you got that straight glued in, brother. Lord have mercy. Oh, that looks so feminine, man. It looks so feminine. Look, he finna be in the club talking about you can't tell him nothing. Let me tell you, who told us to do that? Did this brother have a bad childhood or something? I mean, what's going on? I need to hear from the callers out there. I'm going to go through a few more things. We're getting ready to open up these lines here. We getting ready to open up these lines, man. Father have mercy. Let's talk about hair weave issues long term. We're going to go to an article here really quick. Let's go to this article. Just information out there. This is markglenn.com, fair use for educational purposes only, okay? markglenn.com. Glue hair extensions cause alopecia, BBC and Irish Independent. June 6, 2011. There's been a flurry of media interest over the past week based on a report from a leading trichologist who says he's seen an increase in the number of women with traction alopecia caused by glue and hair extensions. Okay, so it's trichology they deal with. Stephen O'Brien from the London Center of Trichology says there's been a 15% increase in the last 2 years, and the center is calling for glue and hair extensions to be banned. Mr. O'Brien says it doesn't help that celebrities make wearing extensions and maintaining them look easy. He claims they're now getting around 50 people a month with their hair being ripped out by bonded hair extensions, causing small bald patches. So when you guys are putting this glue in, and then you guys can see this all over the internet. A lot of times when men see it, we are feeling very bad that our sisters are doing this, because it's like, dang, sis, I feel bad that your hair is not growing back, and that I don't know if you should have went that route. That's why I'm saying, who told you to do this? Did you ask a man who will really tell you the truth? Or did you just do this yourself? Did you take your own counsel? Because the Bible talks about receiving counsel and those who don't want to receive counsel. As a nation, counsel is very important for us. Asking someone real who's going to tell you the truth, even if the truth hurts. It's not all about humor and making fun of people. This is serious because this is ruining our nation. And guess who's benefiting off of it? The Gentiles are still benefiting. The East Indians, the Zionists are benefiting off of it. Edom is benefiting off of it, right? The Africans are benefiting off of this. See, when our sisters are the most beautiful sisters on earth. Not that other nations are not beautiful, but our sisters cannot be compared with any nation on the face of this planet. And they know this. That's why Kim Kardashian fashions herself after the so-called black woman or daughter of Zion. There's a whole fashion portion in the Bible in Isaiah that we read last week in Isaiah 4. I think it was Isaiah 3 or 4. There's a whole fashion section in there of how our sisters will be decked out. It didn't say Ham was decked out. It didn't take the time to say, how decked out everybody else was. We were the most decked out nation. It said, yeah, the Romans wear purple and scarlet, right? But we were the most fashionable. If there's supposed to be a fashion show, Judah and the children of Israel are supposed to be in it. Period. Okay? So it's almost like they play on the psychology part of our mind, making sisters through the curse feel like they're less than. This has been happening since slavery, guys. And our sisters should know by now that no one can touch them like MC Hammer. Period. Period. Brothers was all over sisters, 60s, 70s, 80s with the afros, with the thick, woolly hair of God, because everyone knew that this is the hair of God. People with straight hair knew I can't flop my hair and lay it up like that. But a sister can have an afro, get a hot comb, and now she got straight hair. She can do both. You see? Not that she should do the hot comb thing. It's just every nation was meant to be as their own. But what I'm saying is, sisters, I'm letting you know, hey, how dark you are, how brown you are, how golden you are, how vanilla you are. But that's artificial vanilla. The vanilla they be talking about, vanilla is actually black. But when we talk about vanilla, they show things like yellow. But let me tell you, you're beautiful in every color of the sand, your skin, your face, your hair. You have to stand in your confidence of the Most High. But you have to let go of the world. The world pushes, they have a love and hate relationship with our people. They want to use our style. They want to use our style and take our smile. They got a love and hate relationship with us. They'll roll by jamming 50 Cent or something a Judite made and looking down upon us as if that's them. Just like this Olympic breakdancing garbage that they brung that Australian dancer on there. And I'm not against white people. Like I said, I got very good friends as white people, but I shouldn't have to say that just to be truthful about either my own people or them or any other nation. It was trash. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not going to, and I'm gonna show you. Not only do I think it was trash, that's my personal opinion, and I have to say it's trash because you could have took a little kid from the neighborhood and he can outdance some of those people in the Olympics. But they want to put all the rest of these nations, of these Chinese and all the rest of these people. That's ours. That's ours. And I don't care how somebody feels about it. It's the fact of the matter that it's ours. And they are incentivizing themselves off everything we do. Their Olympics would be trash without Judah. When the last time you've seen Edom coming in first place when it comes to these races? And that's nothing against them. Edom has their technology and they got their glory in this kingdom through their fallen angel technology. That's what they chose. They chose to get things from demons and caves and things like that. And it's a few of them who love the Most High God, and God will even bless them, in their kingdom. They have their 40 acres. There are hundreds of acres. They're blessed with their families too. But right now we're talking about the sufferings of the daughters of Zion and the men of Judah, who they're taking advantage of through their love and hate relationship that they have with us. They want to love our talent, but they want to take our money, knowing that whatever they've given us comes from the tree of good and evil. It comes from the whole foundation of the tree of good and evil. They know when they take your money that you're going to be worse off every time they give you a certain product, if it's not something that the Most High made in His image. Let's continue. So let's excuse me. We'd agree with Mr. O'Brien, having seen, I'm at the top of the paragraph here, a significant increase in the number of girls coming to us for help with traction alopecia caused by badly fitted human hair extensions. So you'll even have some sisters say, well, I got human hair. I don't got, listen, you always have these one upper sisters who always makes the next but or excuse. That's because you ain't get this type of glue. That's because you didn't get this weave. Or that's because you got yours from over here. I got mine from India. It's all bad. So if you're going to do it, do what you need to do for yourself. But let's not live a lie and call good evil or evil good. Not to say that I'm perfect, we are perfect, no one's perfect, but we cannot live lies and claim to be walking in truth. That's just the reality of it. This is not about who's perfect. This is about exposing those who are taking advantage of us. Learning who actually told us to do this. Did your black brother tell you, hey, sister, I think you need to get some weave. You lost your hair. No, I think probably through our sisters' insecurities, through our lack of knowledge, that we continue to suffer, and that's why the sisters do that, because sisters want to be pretty. And I understand that part of it. But now it's being taken too far, because you have to understand something. You will hate the messenger of your people who loves you, but you're loving these people through your actions, giving them your money, and they're paying you to hide from who you really are. And a lot of sisters be married to other men of other nations, and those men of other nations tell them, listen, wear your natural hair, or wear this and do that. And I think probably because the men may have money, so she feels some security. But then on the other side, hey, the Section 8 situation where the brother's kicked out of the house, the brother wants to be with her, but it's like, well, you broke, you ain't got nothing from me, so I'm gonna go over here and then I'm gonna listen to him. So it's like, we have to understand that we're both going through this crisis and these curses together, and that we have to fight for our nation together. Two is better than one. Two is the image of the Most High. Now, obviously, we cannot fix every situation. A lot of sisters have fallen off to a lot of demons and soul ties and bipolarism and trauma. So it's not a young man's job to come and try to fix all of these situations. They need help from their God, fasting. Their parents need to step in if their parents were not there, or she just needs to focus on self. Some people in our nation will be eunuchs because you've been through a lot of trauma, but if your trauma does not let a person you marry go forth and to produce fruit for the Most High, it's not fair for you to marry someone and actually stagnate that family. That's not right. Men and it's one thing we're helping each other grow, but men and women, we're not marrying each other to become a psychological doctor for all that person's trauma. You would not want to lay down with that person. You always have issues with people like this. We have to understand every situation won't be saved. Just like Christ told Judas. Judas act like he cared for every single person. But Christ said him, the poor will always be with you. We're always going to have some cases. But we can't focus on the negative part. We have to focus on who can build, who can produce. And we will deal with these cases as we can and as they come. There's no way you can build a kingdom focusing on every little negative thing and everybody you didn't help. Because at the end of the day, Christ is a savior. You right? So we need the best representations of the kingdom as the image of the Most High. That does not mean that everyone who's not being seen is not important. But when it comes to our sisters, if we love the Most High and say that we love him, we know his image and what it says, right? Men, we know that the image of the Most High is family. So what we should do, work hard to be a better man, get our houses in order. Try to make sure that we can provide security for our wife. So when we tell her she's beautiful, she believes it. Not that, when she goes out to the white man or whoever, whatever they telling her out there, that doesn't matter, because when she comes home to her husband who's taking care of her, she understands that it doesn't matter what everybody else say except for my husband. That's another thing, sisters. Hey, yes, you got to be happy for yourself, and you got to make yourself happy in the Most High. But once you get married, shouldn't even care about what the world is talking about. That's for your husband. Or a man will have to question, what are you really doing something else for? You got some guy that's flirting with you on the side at work? Huh? Or your boss like, listen, I'm gonna take you out to lunch. Your married boss want to take you out to lunch, so you got to make sure you're right for him, but you don't want to make sure yourself is right for the man at home. We have to think about all these little things here. Let us get back on subject. Okay? Let us go down a little bit more here, because I really want to come here to show. Let's go to the falling out part. This is the thing I don't like about some of these articles, because they'll try to act like they're fixing it by giving you a better source of a weave or better source of glue. No. I wanted to prove the point that these things actually harm us. We have the paragraph called Falling Out. 23-year-old Faye Hookin from Scarborough, I think this is from like the UK or London somewhere, all right, says she's still suffering with the damage they did to her hair. She says, it's still not grown back. I wear hair extensions, wigs, and stuff. I just found a number in the paper for a mobile hairdresser. I went with it and got them done. They were only 150 pounds. Within a few weeks, they started getting really matted and falling out. So I went back to her and she took them all out, and my hair with it. I feel paranoid when I've not got my wig or my clip-ins in. I definitely have low confidence now. So we understand that this thing, because the Bible talks about stress taking away, hey, it take away your time from your life. If you have sorrow, if you have depression, do you know how you could take away some of that depression? Accepting the truth, accepting how your God made you, not caring about what other people say, knowing your God made you perfect. How could you let our enemies tell you who you are? Your enemies should not be to tell you who you are. You are the fashionista. You are the kings who Solomon was sprinkling gold in their hair. And if you ain't got no hair, he can sprinkle gold on your bald head. Now you shining like you a sun. Huh? Whatever. Okay? But we should not let them dictate who we are. They're making you spend $1,000 on a plastic purse. Huh? Hey, you spend $500 for a hairdo that's taking your hair out. Huh? When you could have spent that money on some herbs that's gonna last you about 6 months to keep bringing nutrition to your hair. I used to be young in middle school, and what I learned is that when I had my children, I said, you know what? My mom taught me about she taught me to dress like this when I was young. I didn't want to dress like this when I was young because my friends were not doing it. I played basketball a lot. I wanted to only wear basketball shorts, Dickies, and we wanted to dress like the cholos sometimes. I mean, you go through your little phases, right? Because this is what I seen in middle school, what everybody was doing. They wearing gangster Nikes, Michael Jordans. Mom, she's like, I ain't spending over a certain amount on shoes. I didn't understand it at the time, because when I'm sitting in class and I got some nice shoes my mom would spend, but she would not spend $100 at that time on shoes. She just didn't want to. Not really over 60, 70 to 80, depending on the situation. Okay, because she was working hard and it was not that easy to come by. And I would see people making fun of people who didn't have on Michael Jordans or expensive shoes of basketball players. So I'm going home to my mother, asking her, please, Mom, can you get these shoes for me? And, you know, Mom would tell me, nah. And now that I'm a parent, I said, boy, the schools manipulate the children. It's a place of total confusion, because now everything you teach your children, they're going to school being manipulated, being peer pressured to. And some people can say, well, every kid is not strong enough to just hold it down, say, I don't care what people think. Because guess what? Where in my school, they would jump you, they would threaten to kill you, fight you, and I seen it happen. They would make fun of people who raised their children very good, who didn't do anything wrong with anybody, to where these children will feel afraid to tell their parents what happened, even if they got their butts whipped. And because they knew if they went home and the mom came up there, they become embarrassed now. This is what's going on in school. You rather get your butt whipped. And let me tell you, when I was small, boy, I used to get jumped a lot. They used to tear my homework up. And I was just, even in elementary school, I was in gang territory in Beaumont. So Houston, Beaumont, this is going on when I'm young. Now, sometime I did fight back, but I am not a fighter. I just can fight very good. I'm not a fighter, but I can fight good because I have to learn to survive. But this is what's going on in school. So parents have to have discussions with their children and be very involved in their children's life. Because the Zionists, the Catholic Church, have set up this whole system. Okay, you need to understand this. This is who's involved with this. This is who's in charge of this. They have set up not only the churches, but even the schools, which are like minor prisons. In uniforms, they got them in the lunch line like it's a prison, feeding them genetically modified things even before it was called GMO. Powdered eggs and all this garbage. And it's all about, just like the prisons, you got a crew of people. You got your little cults and groups who are in groups. You got girls jumping. Girls, they go home. Everything that mom and dad taught them, or if it's mom or just dad, guess what? It goes out the window when you go to school. Young ladies up in there having babies at 15, 14 years old. So you have to understand, it's worse now. Children are up in there speaking with foul mouths. And let me tell you, they were doing it when I was in the 6th grade. Now they're playing Sexy Red in the schools. And why am I bringing all of these things out? We really need to think about where we want to be, how we want our family, and take control of it on a whole nother level. If a man got to work, more harder for his children to be in a different school or homeschool or whatever, that's on you. Because if you don't want to be in a situation where you're like, you know what, I got to leave my daughters behind. Like Lot had to leave some of his daughters behind because they've been tainted. All the work I've taught them, school have taught them, that and more. When it comes to evil, I'm talking about. Now, some of us came out of these situations, but it's not the same, guys. When I was young, I could go to the mall, holler at girls with my friends, safe. There's human trafficking. Am I trying to talk about the boogeyman? No. But I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is reality. I don't really live in doom and gloom. I'm a gladiator when I have to be. Trust me. But it's different now, guys. You really have to have a good relationship with your children and understand what's going on. Or now you deal with the same thing. Mom, I want this weave in my hair. Everybody else in school is getting it. I remember my friend would get a chili bowl haircut because parents probably couldn't afford to get him a haircut. I didn't know how to do it. He wasn't supposed to skip school, but he went to school and left early to the barber, walking to school, wasn't supposed to do it. Risked himself getting in trouble by his parents or the principal to make sure he came back with the right fade. This is where we grew up in the hood. So you either work hard to provide better schooling, better environment, or homeschool, because this is where it's at now. You got people in our church telling me that they are teachers and they're hiring trannies and all that with 666 on their hand and hey, die and kill me on their hand and all that in the elementary schools. This is real stuff. This is not just some news on social media. This is actually going on. And she said that this dude who is a he, she, I don't know which one to name it, but okay. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Whichever one. That he uses the same bathroom as her. So this is what you have going on. So how are we different than the Transformers? How are we different? It's a man that puts on a wig. That's not the image of the Most High. This is cover up. This is costume. Are we playing costume fashion? Huh? So Natalie Rowe, let's go back here. I feel paranoid when I've not got my wig or my clips in. I definitely have low self. So this person now has to feel paranoid because they're not wearing something that's really not supposed to be a part of them. So they need that other person to actually feel normal. Natalie Rowe is from Scarborough and runs a business providing hair extensions and wigs to salons and hairdressers. She says she's seeing a big increase in girls with damaged hair. Well, listen, you're not helping the situation. Are you going to close your store down? Of course you're not going to close your store down. That's how you provide your means to live. I get it. I understand. But our people have the choice, and we have to educate ourselves on, is this really what we want to do? Am I saying a person's going to go to hell for wearing a weave? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just putting out information. I don't know. Hey, I don't listen, that's your relationship between the Most High and you. See? And when it comes to a man, you have to understand something. Your normal hair, your head is not covered. But once you put on another man's hair or woman's hair, whatever material hair it is, when you're praying to the Most High, now your head is covered and you're dishonoring your head. Think about that. Okay? So when you go to 1 Corinthians 11, the Bible talks about a man not covering his hair. Imagine when you put on a do-rag to lay your hair down for your little waves or whatever, or just to keep your hair covered from dust or whatever. You are already doing that by covering. One, you're covering your hair with glue first. Two, you're covering your hair up with now a man weave. So now when you're praying every time, you can't let me take that thing off real quick and pray to the Most High. Huh? I'm just saying. So now let's go down here. It says, she says, I think if you're going to have hair extensions, get clip-ins. If you don't want bonds, make sure you get them done somewhere properly. Everyone on the show, we all like our fakeness, but you have to do it properly. Shortcuts are never good. Do you hear that? Let me ask you guys a question, because this is Gentiles talking about these things. Let me tell you. They said we like our fakeness. Do you guys like your fakeness? You have to ask yourself that. Once you speak words into existence, you have to be very careful, because it may, let me tell you, everyone on the show, we all like our fakeness. But you have to do it properly. How can you be fake properly? Whoa. As if there's originality in fakeness, in being fake, in pretending. Cosplay is cosplay. Let's go to Ray J. Excuse me. Let's go to Ray J. His name is just so close to that, you know. Sorry, Ray J. Brother, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to repent. You need to repent. I don't know if you guys watched the Candace Owens. I don't know if you guys watched the Candace Owens with Ray J, but boy, I'm going to tell you right now, Brandy's brother is all I have ever known him as, and it's all I will know him as, because he always makes himself look very silly. He does not represent the so-called black man. Ray J does not represent the so-called black man. Ray J does not represent the men of God or the men of Judah. For those of you out there who are in other countries, if you come across this video, Ray J, Brandy's brother, does not represent the black man. Sexy Red does not represent the daughters of Zion. Megan Thee Stallion does not represent the daughters of Zion. Okay? So, we're not against our sisters. We know they probably have been manipulated into taking these character roles or this cosplay spiritual image that they're dealing with. Okay? Which is the image of the beast, or this so-called modern day Roman Empire, but they do not represent our people. Anyone negative in your nation, do they represent all of your culture? Of course not. Okay, yes, I'm talking a little humor in here because we all have to have a good time, but on a serious note, anything negative in black culture should not represent all of the black culture. Arab culture, Chinese culture. Do the Chinese strip dancers or singing girls represent all of China? Of course not. See? So we listen, you nations out there, you're not being fair when you always put our people on the media with all negativity, or you misrepresent us with women who are against their men, or men who are against their women. Who you put them on there with white women, or you put black women on there with white men. And we can't control who people marries, so hey, people can do what they want. We're not speaking negative on that, but that does not represent a whole nation. How does that represent when the Bible says in the old days for Israelites to stay with Israelites? The tribe of Judah back in the days to stay with the tribe of Judah, so you can continue to have a tribe of Judah in its purity. You don't see, when you go overseas, an Arab and an Asian together, and you call it Arab culture, right? So that's why our God is punishing, you understand, a lot of these nations, because it was prophesied in the Bible that all of these people had a hand in our demise. And that's why we're bringing this information out to say, who told our people to do this? We need to question that, start questioning and asking things. And even if our parents or our family did, we still need to say, you know what? They told me to do this, but is this right? I know some people says, why is this going on in Syria? Why is this going on in Palestine, Israel? Listen, I am not worried about anybody but my own people right now. I have care for all nations as an ambassador and as a leader of my people, but I have to fix and clean my own house before I go and tell somebody else their house is dirty first. And obviously there's prophecies going on because, hey, I don't have anything against the Palestinians. I don't have anything against any other nation. But the things that they are doing to my people, yes. Because the Palestinians want black people to fight for them and all of that. And let me tell you, I'm going to put it on record. Hey, we are not a part of any other culture, but trying to help our own people. They're trying to tie in our people and Israelites with Palestinians and all that. No. We are not for Palestine or Israel. We are for righteousness, righteous judgment, and equity. Period. You're not going to try to come up to our church and say, yeah, you guys are against Israel and you're fighting, you're with Palestine. Let me tell you, the Palestinians don't like Negroes either. Some of them do. But the Palestinians are the ancient Philistines that David was fighting against. It's just worded different today. Palestinian, Philistine. We don't want to see anybody die, but do they care about our demise? Of course not, because they all have hands in it. How you got all of these ships together in the sea over there in the Gulf of Aden if they're all against each other? Does that make any sense to you? So, yeah, I'm joking about Ray J, but at the end of the day, I still love my people, and I know that, someone put him up to do this. But he's definitely making us look very bad. And I pray that, he can repent like everyone else. I hope he can. Because I heard some different things sometimes that, hey, he's going crazy. He wants to tell certain things, but I don't know what he's done. But I don't know if WAC 100 is telling him to do this, or the game, or whoever he's around, Brandy. But let's hear what he's talking about. And I'm going to show you who told him to do this. Whatever spirit told him to do this. I'm going to show you where it came from. Okay? It came from a source. Let's see who told him to do this. First, let's play this. Fair use for educational purposes only. Okay, the real Candace Owens channel here.
Told nobody this. But I put on a wig one time, right?
Yo.
And so when I put on the wig, because I was trying to get into this other character,
Candace, when you watch this interview, I watched the whole interview. It was very hard to sit through. But it was very hard for her to take him serious. I mean, this guy comes in here with glasses on as if he's about to be a LGBT activist or ambassador. And after a while, his professionalism goes right out the door. And he turns into a buffoon clown. No disrespect, but that's just the truth of the matter. I mean, there's clips out, on the internet about this guy right now. It's just like, brother, what were you doing? You came on there to promote your show. And Candace even told him, like, listen, do you know you're going to have to pay for what you're doing of misrepresenting our people when it comes to children and all that? Candace told him that in the interview.
in the wig, I looked in the mirror and I went, oh my God, and I was attracted to me.
Yo.
So I took the
Ray
wig off
is
real
the
fast.
key.
And I went, what just happened?
He was in character.
I didn't know what happened, but I was like,
Now this person next to him, this letter group person next to him, I mean, the whole interview just kept trying to convince Candace that she's different than the rest of the letter group. The way she does it is different, as if that's still okay. And Candace was just like, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I still don't agree. She just kept trying to, the person just kept trying to say, people who have beards, and they're either going to be a woman or they're not. But Candace was trying to show her, listen, this lady who was running, and I forget her name, for, what was that? I can't forget the group. It's on the tip of my tongue. What was the group? What was the group, guys? It's on the tip of my tongue. How did it just blank out? The representation for blacks. NAACP. The lady who was running, who was a white woman the whole time, Candace was like, listen, does that make her a black woman? And does that make you now an actual woman? The person could not understand to just answer the truth. Well, see, I hear what you're saying over here, but this is my thing. So let me tell you, this really was a waste of Candace's time. But it just showed how silly their whole movement is. It's holes all through their movement. Let me tell you, this guy said that his whole security team, came to the show to break up the fights of all of the trannies that were on the show. And they end up spending the night with them because they loved them so much. And waking up from that to do their job. I said, boy, and you as a so-called gangster and a blood or whatever you are, you didn't think that was bad? It's as if Ray J is like convincing all of his gangbanger homies, he don't look like a gangbanger to me, but whatever, that they should come out and that it's okay if they like the letter group. If they like that type. Let's take it back though, because let me tell you, boy.
it is. but I put on a wig one time, right? And
Yo.
so when I put on the wig, because I was trying to get into this other character, so I put on the wig, I looked in the mirror and I went, oh my God, and I was attracted to me.
Yo.
Straight foolery.
Took the
Ray
wig off
is the
real fast.
key.
And I went, what just happened?
He was in character.
I didn't know what happened, but I
Really what he's dropping though is, you know what he's really dropping? What is Ray J really dropping? Now that I think about it, what he's really dropping is when he put on the wig, he turned into someone else. And sisters know that when you put on that wig, you turn into somebody else. And I know a lot of sisters have even said this. They put that long weave on. They start swinging that hair, putting it in front of him and all that. At least he admitted to that. I have respect for him for at least he admitted that when he put that thing on, it ain't him. He is somebody else. See? Hey, just telling you the truth. At least he said it. You're not just putting on a wig. That's what you think in the physical. But don't forget, we showed all the things about, hey, bad luck that's in his hair. It come from sewage, and they clean it up and all that. Let me tell you. Hey, guys, we either going to accept the truth or we not. That's just the reality of it. It's just the reality of it. See? And then you got this Pop the Balloon show. You got brothers that's coming there and they ain't got no makeup on. Senses is made up. They got all this stuff going. Knowing they ain't got nothing going on their Instagram or nothing going on like that. Knowing they need a savior as a man. It's like, hold up. Be truthful about it. You got the one sister, I don't want to say which type of manager I am. You know you're probably a manager at Burger King, and it's okay. Be honest about it. You need a savior. You being honest to a man, he might say, you know what? I respect your honesty. You're not going to have to work that job anymore. See? Yeah. How can you come into a relationship without being truthful and honest? Because real men, he gonna ask you, you could be sitting at the table eating, go put his hand on your hands and say, is that your real hair? A real man will. Those are real? Men want to know. Men, before they invest in marriage, I know I asked. You can show me a picture. And hey, my wife showed me a picture before. I'm like, hey, was that your real hair? That's nice. I'm gonna ask. And if she tell me no, I'm like, don't put that back in your hair. We doing the natural thing around here. I like natural. I know how to go get me somebody made up. Period. It's very easy. I could pay a few dollars, but that ain't my style. But it's not that hard to do. And they gonna play hard to get as if they don't really want you and all that. And then really, they really do want you. You take that home. She really more of a freak than you are. That's how they play. It talks about that in Testament of Reuben. How women are more, hey, they use more deception when it comes to lust than men. Not that men don't lie, but I'm just saying. You see, the thing about women, the statistics of today, they are left lonely with money and a little puppy dog. And on their Instagram, what they show is them playing with their little puppy, knowing they're lonely and want a man. And that's if you're going to be able to afford a dog in this time. Because guess what? Dog a little bit more bigger and they take a little bit more food. You might have to get you a little small cat. I don't know how things are going. Or a little bird. It's getting expensive out here today. It's okay to admit to the Most High, like, listen, I want to do right. I've come humble, and I want to be married, and I need a man. He'll send you one, trust me, through your patience. It might not be in 6 months, but through patience, possess your souls. Watch out now,
Because
Elder.
I had it on and I went like that because it was in my eye. So I went like that and I took it off because I was.
He literally saying the same thing that sisters do when they put on weave. They put that weave on, they move that thing out the way, they move that hair out the way so they can sing like, yeah, girl, I'm sexy, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful. At least Ray J is being honest. He say, listen, when I put it on, that wasn't me. I'm doing all of this extra stuff, this Vogue stuff popping off, and sisters know they be doing it. But see, the problem with sisters is they think that's them. Y'all don't want to be real tonight. No, I need to shut it off. Y'all don't want to be real tonight. Y'all don't want to be real tonight. I don't think y'all want to be real tonight. I really don't think y'all want to be real tonight. See? I'm too real for y'all tonight. The Holy Spirit is too real. Ray J is too real for y'all. Now, you know what? I'm happy I brung Ray J on. Thank you, Ray J. At least you came on here. Now I'm looking at this thing a little deeper. I went into it for one thing, but I'm like, hold up, Ray J, it just dropped it. Look at the Holy Spirit. He just said what sisters can't say. See how the brothers do? They just be honest. Except for the ones who wearing the man weaves. And the spray. They be like, I see brothers wearing the spray sometime, and they be in their Instagram like, I'm that nigga. Yeah. That's how they be. And guess what? You're not. Huh? You are 2 centimeters away from being it now because you lied. You are 2 centimeters away. You done got that spray down here, and you 2 centimeters away from being that brother. And sisters fall for it every time. Ooh, girl, he light skinned, he got green eyes, he got hazel eyes. Simple as the day is old. Can't see the spray right in their face. Till they give a kiss and they go in the mirror and see that spray on their forehead that he got. Come on now, brothers getting. I seen one video, the dude whole head was sprayed. The whole head was sprayed. And people no one told this brother, is everything all right? That he looked like he got a latex edge up. Like he got on a latex swimming cap or something. No one told the brother. They just sitting there like, let's let Ray J bring it out, man. Ray J literally brung out. He said, when I put on the wig, for some reason I did this, and I started to like myself. Ray J is really just telling the sisters, when you put that thing on, you turn into another person and you feel like you're a god. You put that wig on, sisters. Ray J said, when you put that wig on, you feel like you're a god. You feel like you're a diva or a goddess. You got to put the beast nails on, where the nails is about this long. You can't wipe your behind. And you go up in there like Edward Scissorhands and you ready to go. You putting on all these different personas. Come on now. We're going to tell you tonight if you want to hear. If you don't want to hear, click off. This is only for those who have ears to hear. The truth is only going to set those free who want to hear. That's it.
To me.
Yo.
And I love me, but I...
See, and that's what sisters be. Sisters be like, I'm the baddest B. He just said, I love me. I'm like, yo, Ray J literally just spilled the whole thing. Sisters be so into themselves. Why do you think if I go to Instagram right now, every sister is looking, it ain't really just, they're looking with the lust of the eyes, like Ruben said. And they're looking, they be happy to look in the mirror at themselves like, yeah, he gonna want me. Sisters think, every sister in her mind thinks she's the baddest woman over all women for some reason. It's sisters with this type of mindset. Every sister. And when men meet them, they're like, you know I done met 10 more like you? Huh? And you looking like Sweetie, you looking for a seven-figure Negro. Where will you find a 7-figure Negro? You really looking for, on average, you looking for an Edomite, to be honest. Because what's her name? Sweetie, let me tell you. Her and what's the little guy who's supposed to be a gangbanger? What's the gangbanger guy? YG. Oh my goodness. I'm asking YG. YG, would you put on a wig acting like a white girl? Why would you put on the girl clothes? YG. No wonder you arguing. Sweetie want a 7-figure Negro and you want to put on girl clothes. Y'all both don't know what you want. What is going on? Who taught us to be this way? Who told us to do these things? Self-destruction, people. Let's let at least Ray J gonna be real. Ray J, I gotta give you. No wonder Whack 100 backing you. You one of the you one of the realest people in the letter groups right now. Realest advocates for the letter group. Straight up, I believe you a blood now. Listen. Lord have mercy. Lord, in the morning, in the evening.
Show nobody this. But I put on a wig one time, right?
Yo.
And so when I put on the wig, because I was trying to get into this other character, so I put on the wig, I looked in the mirror and I went, oh my God, and I was attracted to me.
Yo.
So I took the
Ray
wig off
is the
real fast.
key.
And I went, what just happened?
He was in character.
I didn't know what.
Yes, he was in character. She just spoke the truth too. See, the men tell the truth. Don't forget, that person was a man before they put all of that extra stuff on. So that person just told the truth too. It said he was in character. He was another person. Just like me when I added this stuff. You become another person. You know how we know? You said you don't want to be a man no more. So you are now a woman, another person. In your mind, at least. Yeah, we know Busta Rhymes. Listen, Busta Rhymes busting some other stuff too. But let me tell you, hey, Busta Rhymes can have all that. Come to find out, Busta Rhymes he been liking something else the whole time. Him and his little flip mode squad. That's why they call him flip mode, all right. They flip-flopping like Transformers, straight up. Now, I said, boy, my childhood is just messed up. I look at all the old R&B singers from the 80s, and they had the taco meat with they had a shirt open, and they got the let me tell you, it was looking real feminine. The bell bottoms and heels with fish inside. I said, I know all the old school people say, that's when music was good back in the days. You're right. But you were not real. You did not tell the truth about the girl clothing that they were wearing too. They've been doing it. We thought it was just in our generation. They've been, walking a little tight back there, squeezing a long time ago. I don't care how good their music was. You want to be real? Let's be all the way real. They started from back then. Got men with bell bottoms, hugging their thighs and belling at the bottom with heels on, singing and swinging. Oh my goodness. Come on now.
But I was
It's
like,
true though.
because I had it on and I went like that because it was in my eye. So I went like that and I took it off because I was attracted to me.
Yo.
And I love me, but I didn't know I loved me like that.
Oh. And let my grandpa call him. Papa. See, my papa, he might have heard me through the grapevine. I got his name under Papa. Papa that called me, he probably heard me like, don't you be talking about the 70s and the 80s. Oh, Papa, I'm sorry. You know. So he literally said he didn't know he loved himself that much until he put that wig on. See?
Like, I look good. So I never did it again.
Okay, I'm so happy that you shared that.
I don't know why, but I felt like it's good to just be vulnerable here. But yeah, that's what happened to me.
This is a safe space.
And I ain't never told no.
So listen. And Ray J even said, he said, you know what? Ray J said, I want to tell something else that the letter group helped me with. You know, all of the trainings on his show. But he said, I don't want to go too viral. I'm like, oh, you know what? We don't even want to hear that, Ray J. Keep your integrity, my brother. I told y'all it's real out here, but we ain't done yet. Let's see where Ray J probably got that from. We're gonna go to something called all right. Let me see. We're gonna go to, for educational purposes only, we're going to go to Narcissists. Okay, we are at worldhistory.org. All right, I know most people know what narcissist is, but I'm bringing it out for a particular reason. Definition: narcissist. Pay attention. I want to tie this directly with this video that Ray J did. Okay, I want to tie this with this. Narcissist is a figure, okay, from Greek mythology, who was so impossibly handsome that he fell in love with his own image reflected in a pool of water. Now, doesn't that not sound like that video that Ray J was just talking about when he put that wig on? See? Let me tell you guys, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff. My grandpa, he won't stop calling me. I'm gonna call you, Papa. I got you. Okay? So, see? Yeah, Diddy. Diddy be the one. This is the same spirit. I'm glad you brought that out. Narcissus is a figure from Greek mythology who was so impossibly handsome that he fell in love with his own image reflected in a pool of water. People who's looking in the mirror will be your modern day pool of water because you can see your reflection. People who looks in the mirror all day. People who takes these selfies. Who's so focused on vanity, not trying to motivate someone in the gym. You know, and our sisters motivate people in the gym. But they motivate some brothers to say, hey, let me slide in your DMs. It's a little different. Okay? It's a little different. Okay? So when we have people who's lovers of selves, as the Bible talks about, this is where we're going with this. You're putting on a different spirit when you're putting on these other things, guys. Okay? Even the lovely nymph Echo could not tempt him from self-absorption. Huh? Lovers of selves, my people, as the Bible talks about. Narcissus' name lives on as the flower into which he was transformed and as a synonym for those obsessed with their own appearance. You see, listen, people, you have people, women, and you do have men now who's very into themselves. You got a lot of men who's, I'm going to tell you right now, they want to be seen maybe because mom or dad didn't really give them attention. They'll be driving in their car and they want to be seen. What I do is I just turn my head the other way. One, I know it can start trouble and they want to be seen. I don't really roll with that. I'm not here to roll around looking at another dude like that. Dude, the whole world is looking at you. You want me looking at you too? You want me looking at you too? No. So self-absorption, guys, is addicting. But once you put that, let me tell you, once your sisters put that on, she's like, girl, I'm finna go get me a man tonight. Go get me some money out of man. I'm gonna go marry a basketball player tonight, a football player. No, you can't really afford to go in a club they go to. So, hey, you went in there on a ladies get in free night, hoping somebody buy you a drink. Hoping a T-Pain song come on. I'm gonna buy you a drink. Huh? That's what you hoping come on so they can get the hint. Let me tell you right now. I wasn't born yesterday. See? Self-absorption. Let me put my character on. You know, and then when he wake up in the morning and see me, that ain't really me. Wig done fell off. Makeup done came off. He like, oh. He don't even know what the hell done happened. See? Let's get it. Narcissus was born. Let's go back to it. In the Thespiae, and I'm trying to pronounce these words correctly. Boeotia, the son of Cephasus, the personification of Boeotian, river of the same name, and the nymph Liriope. His mother was warned one day by the seer Tiresias that her son will live a long life as long as he never knows himself. As he reaches his teenage years, the handsome youth never found out anyone that could pull his heartstrings. Indeed, he left in his wake a long trail of distressed and broken-hearted maidens. And one or two young men fell by the wayside too. Now, why am I bringing this out? Such a narcissist, such a self-absorbed person, you have this new thing out of a woman saying, I'm going to marry myself. This new thing coming out saying, I'm going to marry myself. Where do you think this spirit comes from? You thought we just come out here to joke around? We always going to bring it back around for you. We are always going to bring it back around with edification. See? Let me tell you, one thing you got to learn about me, I might joke around, I might have a little fun, but listen, you can play with me if you want to. That's what you don't want to do. See, because I'm gonna bring that sword in one direction, you're gonna think it's coming in that direction, and then boom, and it cuts you right there. That's how the Holy Spirit work. See, it's a double-edged sword. You got people out there talking about, there's an article out there right now. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if I can pull this up. Huh? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I see it, but I'm trying to let me see if I want to pull it. Is it this one? One second. And some people say, well, maybe she wants a husband, Elder. Let me tell you. It ain't just that. People fall into depression. When you fall into emotional ties, guess what happens? You can fall into spirits. So don't let life stress you. Be grateful. Have a relationship with your God. And follow him, and he will send you what you need. Because if not, you'll fall into this witchcraft and all these other practices. Narcissism, huh? Fair use for educational purposes only.
That y'all tell yourself so y'all can sleep at night. Things like there aren't any more good men to go around. All the men cheat no matter what. No matter what kind of woman you are, it doesn't matter if you...
See? Well, I don't need to hear a commentary, but I'm showing you. This stuff exists. Whatever their excuses is their excuse, but I'm showing you this stuff exists. Okay? His mother, let's go back to it. His mother was warned one day by I think we read that part. 1 second. Let's go back down. Let's go down where it says, then one day he chanced to see his own reflection in a pool of water and thus discovered the ultimate and unrequited love and fell in love with himself. Y'all hear that? So let me tell you, he thought he was so fly. He like, nah, I'm married to myself. What does the Bible say about doing weird stuff like that? Huh? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a eunuch, but when you get into vanity, Pretty Rose said YouTube didn't send you a notification. Make sure you hit the like button, Pretty Roses, but check it out. You guys have to just make sure you always stay tuned because we're going to make sure that we send you what we need to send you. I mean, excuse me, you have, because they unsubscribe people. Okay? Because they unsubscribe people. So you have to make sure that you press the notification and just stay tuned. I'm going to be on Tuesday. If not, if you don't see me, you don't see me. But I'm going to be here if it be the Most High's will. Let's continue. Right? Let's go to it. Naturally, this one-way relationship went nowhere, and Narcissus, unable to draw himself away from the pool. Check that out. This dude was so in love with himself, like Ray J just said. When I saw myself, I was like, hold up. He put on this spirit right here. This demonic spirit. Narcissus, unable to draw himself away from the pool, pined away in despair until he finally died of thirst and starvation. You telling me a brother was so self-absorbed that he thought he was so beautiful, that he just starved? Now what happened was he probably seen a demon that came in him, that he was more to himself than he's supposed to be. Immortality, at least one of a kind, was assured, though when his corpse, or in some versions the blood from his self-inflicted stab wound, turned into the flowers which thereafter bore his name. So that's the little myth that comes along with it. But I'm trying to prove the point of how demonic what Ray J said. I'm trying to prove the point of that and where he got it from. Okay? Let me I'm trying to you know what? I might have to do I want to bring this out today? Hold up. 1 second. I'm going to bring that out next time. Hold up. But I do. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to bring that out next time. One second. Fair use for educational purposes only. Who told this person to do this?
To applaud someone having a go as the next person, but that doesn't mean that every child must win a prize. I mean, all credit to our magnificent Olympian team. It's bringing back a record swag of medals, but a dud performance is a dud performance. There's no point pretending otherwise. I mean, breakdancing was one of those new sports introduced to us at Paris. At best, it's a cross between dancing and gymnastics. I mean, what you can see there is some brilliant people at a recent Red Bull competition. That's what it's supposed to look like. Unfortunately, our competitor, Rachel Gunn, a 36-year-old university lecturer who wrote her thesis on gender in Sydney's breakdancing scene, well, she got precisely 0 points in 3 rounds of competition. But anyone who says that she's a pretty ordinary performer, well, those criticisms have been called out as misogyny. Now, come on, if we want to compete.
Who saw this performance? Who saw this performance, guys? Did y'all see this performance? You said the audio is chopped up? It has to be my neck going in and out. I apologize about that. Which you know we never deal with. You know we never deal with that. So 1 second. Some people saying they just refreshed it. I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? But let me know if some people saying there's no sound. We should be good. 1 second. One second. Some people saying I'm good. All right, some people saying I'm good now. Okay, they say we loud and clear. All right. I apologize about that. I don't know what that was. But I wanted to show that really quick because who told these people to do this? To take our actual art and to put that in the Olympics without us. They made a total embarrassment of our culture. Let me tell you, they made a total embarrassment of our culture. Who told them to do that? Even their own people are saying, like, listen, this wasn't it. Fair use. And I'm not trying to embarrass this lady, but I'm here to say, listen, this is what happened when you taint the talent or the spirit of the Most High. And this have nothing to do with her just being white. At the end of the day, we know that Judah was blessed to do these things. Israelites were blessed to do these things. Not that these people can't do it, but we really have to stop giving copycats more credit than the people who created things. Where do you see the judges of a bunch of Judites? Huh? Where do you see the judges of a bunch of Judites who created it? You don't. You see, and guess what? Like I said, I'm nowhere in trying to embarrass this woman, but she did this to herself. I mean, I personally would love to see more of our people competing against this. 1 second. Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's see what we got here. Lord have mercy. And listen, I don't want to make this a bashing white people thing. We already know that Judah and Israel have more salt than the rest of the world. But I'm showing you how they know we're down. They could have gotten a bunch of Israelites as all type of dance groups in LA, let me tell you, New York, Southern, Detroit. Let me tell you, they could have gotten any people who does this for a living, who know they would love to get in this spot. But they just chose anybody to do something that comes from our culture. Right? Who told them to do this? And now it's a straight dud. And even their own people are complaining about it. So that right there, Lord have mercy. That right there is just a total embarrassment. I'm like, who told you to get up there doing that? And the crazy thing about it, I think this lady is an actual I think she's an actual choreographer. Let's see. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Has taken the world by storm after her colourful and imaginative performance at the Paris Olympics on the weekend. So how...
Surely our forefathers have taught us lies. Lord have mercy. It said the Gentiles shall come and say, surely our forefathers have taught us lies.
Earth did we get here?
36-year-old Rachel Gunn, aka Ray Gunn, has a PhD in dance culture, lectures at Macquarie University, and has been breakdancing for 12 years.
I just never thought that I would be going to the Olympics.
After clinching her spot in Paris by winning the Oceania Breaking Championship last year, the underdog knew she had to get creative.
Do you have like a secret weapon move?
But a few things I'm working on.
When her time came, Ray Gunn delivered. In her Aussie green and gold trackies, we saw a kangaroo hop, the sprinkler, headstands, and all of it earned her exactly 0 points from the judges.
They said it was so bad that she earned 0 points, guys. Has this ever been done in the history of the Olympics?
Initial reaction from people in Paris was positive.
I love it. She showed some true Aussie spirit.
Look at the other lady. She was like, you's a lie.
A crack and Aussies are getting on the map.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic.
But as it does, the internet bubbled and churned, with millions chiming in to tear shreds off Ray Gunn's unique style.
Australia just set breakdancing back 40 years.
How did she make it this far? She became a meme, and cruel comparisons were made between her and TV's Kath Day-Night, Liz Lemon, Elaine Benez, and worst of all, Mr. G.
There is a lesson to be learned.
Presumably hurt by worldwide ridicule, Ray Gunn is now laying low.
Have you got a message for the people who've been writing stuff online, guys? Do you think people have been unfair about your performance? What did you think?
It was interesting.
Yeah. Look, I thought she did the best she could do.
It was cool, I think.
I think it was very cringy.
Well, it was cringy, yeah.
I don't think it was exactly cool.
I know breakdancing a little bit different than what I saw.
Now some are questioning whether the sport should ever have been added to the Paris lineup. The World Dance Federation accused of dragging breakdancing into the Olympics without its consent after it failed to get ballroom dancing over the line. The sport will not feature in LA in 2028.
I aspire to have her level of confidence.
She represented us the best way that she could.
It's not always about winning.
Do you think you...
People say it's breaking up. People say it's breaking up. So we'll leave that there. Let me see, can we get some calls in here? Let me see, can we get some calls in here? All right. Let me put it up here. The call-in number is 281-973-6872. Okay. So what I want to know is, who told you it was a good idea? I just would like to know from some people, who told you it was a good idea and or motivated or inspired you to do some of the things that we talked about tonight, whether it comes to, women wearing hair wigs, or did you say, you know what, I grew up, I had some bald spots, I just grew up, I had low self-esteem, and I feel like this was necessary for me to do. We're not here to judge people. We're here to correct behaviors, to build a nation, to show, that some of the things that we learned probably came from, if people refresh the show, it stops. So I guess they're saying to refresh the show. You understand, but because I don't know what they're doing to our channel, but my internet seems to be fine over here. So they saying some people refreshing the show and it's back right. But some of you who have not, go ahead and refresh to see if that helps you guys out, okay? So yes, 281-973-6872, and hopefully we can get some calls in without any type of disturbance when it comes to what's going on right now. Yeah, I want to know, and I also want to know, do you think it's deception if a man or woman doesn't know, if you're made up or not? Now, and when I say made up, I'm not talking about a person beautifying themselves in a decent manner. I mean, it's okay, right? But a little overboard, do we actually think that that's okay as a nation? Okay. So we have 267 area code. We have 267 area code calling in. Yeah, I want to know.
Hello?
You got me on in the background. Can you mute me?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, is that better?
Yes. Who do we have calling in? Sister Charity?
No, my name is Brianna, and I'm
Brianna?
from Florida.
You sound like Sister Charity out there in California. Okay, Brianna, you're from where?
Florida.
Okay. So, I wanted to know, as people call in, do you have an example of something that a behavior you learned, or if it comes to some of the topics we talked about tonight, like when it comes to beautifying, or something you learned from someone that you thought was okay and that you think is probably not a good idea now from what you've learned, or even from someone else?
Yeah, I want to add that I've noticed as a Black woman that there are certain men I attract based off the hairstyle that I wear. And I think, yeah, I'm married.
Okay.
But even my husband and I, we've discussed how just the gaze is different based off what hairstyle a Black woman wears.
What type of hairstyle would you say?
So, in my opinion, and with my husband agreeing, when Black women when we wear our hair in more of a natural hairstyle, we attract men who are more down to earth and not really looking for a quick hookup.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Now, you know what? I believe the same thing. I'm glad you put that out there, because I think our sisters possibly needs to hear this, because you got to understand something. I mean, we were all young, but even a young man, he'll get a woman, believe it or not, with a lot of different, things on, but it'll even go back to where it's like, he's now telling you, he met you. She like, you met me in the club doing all of this, and now you telling me you want me to take all of this off. So men naturally really like the nature of a woman. So I'm glad you actually put that out there. So in your experience, when you were made up and a little different, you saying basically you attracted a different type of a male figure, right?
Well, I never wore wigs or like hair extension pieces to the point where, so I don't know if you're aware, there are different types of hair extensions. You have the wigs, but then you have like tracks where you can have a blend, right?
Yeah.
So I never wore a wig, but I noticed that my homegirls, the type of men they attract are vastly different than the type of men that I would attract. And they aren't satisfied with the outcomes that they're getting, if that makes sense.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think if our sisters probably made a change, you know, as a big percentage in our nation, do you think they would start to attract some of the men that are saying, hey, we don't want to get married at all, or to black women? Do you think that would help the situation to a certain degree?
So are you saying that, do I think that if women were to change their hairstyle, would they attract more marriage-minded men?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, sister, I'm glad you called it a night, and you brought it.
Thank you.
You already brought it, you know, home. Like that was a great point of view that you just brought, and I'm glad that we have a sister to come out and say it, so that other sisters can say it. And I'm sure there's a lot out there, but we still needed to hear it, because there's probably gonna be thousands of people who's gonna watch and listen to this show. We appreciate you calling tonight. Your name again?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And my name is Brianna.
Okay, bless you, Brianna.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, I know we got some other callers calling in. Go ahead and You free to call in. I just want to finish that call. 281-973-6872. So Sister Brianna, they like, hey, we got somebody calling from H-Town. All right. Who do we have calling? Make sure I'm not playing in the background.
Absolutely. Shalom, Elder.
Shalom. Who do we have calling?
This is Shakiria from the Houston body.
You said Shakiria?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do I know you, Shakiria?
You do. But hey, you know, got a lot of members, a lot of people, but yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
you do.
So like I was just saying with Sister Brianna, is there some type of behavior that you learn, or when it comes to beautifying, or an example that you can give that you probably learned, or you saw another example that you very similar to what I asked Sister Brianna?
Well, yes, one thing I can say is that from my personal experience, especially when it comes to the work environment, there was a lot of differences, a lot of things that we had to deal with, especially as Black women in certain industries. Hair was definitely a situation. And I was one who actually liked to partake in the wigs, which, you know, made it a little more exciting to come to work. Okay. I can honestly say it was more of a costume. It wasn't anything that anyone took it seriously. It was just more so making the work environment more exciting, because where I worked, it was you know, it was a lot of hard times. I'll say it was a lot of difficulty, but I made it look good. So even when I'm working, I like to look good. I say just because we work in a certain industry doesn't mean we have to look a certain way. And unfortunately, you know, there was a lot of blowback from other women who looked like me. It was like, well, how come you coming to work looking like this? I'm like, look, we can't all look sad all the time. There's nothing wrong with, you know, coming looking like you care about yourself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And, you know, my husband, he's actually more into the natural look, and we've had that conversation because when I met him, we were both working at the same place, and, you know, he was like, so is that your real hair? I was like, no, I changed it up every day. And he knew this. I would change my hair every single day. So it was more so an event. Hair was an event. Okay, that's
So you're saying some sisters, not to interrupt, you're saying some sisters kind of like the idea of just, because I know some sisters always want to try to change it up and look different. And do you think that some sisters is like, hey, is this going to take too much for me to do this style, or it's too hard to do this hair? Do you think that's some of it?
I mean, honestly, the ease of it definitely plays a part in it, especially when you have kids. You get up, you get your kids ready for school, you go off to work. Time is an issue. So, if you don't have the time to, just do all of the things that you want to do to your hair, especially out here in this Houston humidity, no one has time to really do all of the things you want to do with your hair. But we'll just make it easier.
Well, I'm glad you brought that out because I know everybody has their different point of views. And like I said, we're not on here to embarrass people. We are here just to hear the conversation of, why people may be doing it. But we also want to bring a positive side out and some education to how it can harm. So that's really the most important part of it, and how it's like, maybe it's just not one standard. Maybe some people do it because of this, and some people have their own reasons. But thank you for calling in tonight, my sister. We appreciate you calling in tonight, all right?
All right, shalom.
Shalom. 229 area code. Who do we have calling in tonight?
This is Betty Johnson, and I'm calling from Georgia, Albany, Georgia.
Okay.
And I've been listening to your channel for a couple of months now, but I haven't listened to the broadcast, the different on YouTube. About 2 years. I did catch the first part one. I did listen to that, and I come in a little late this afternoon, this evening. But I was raised Pentecostal, or whatever you want to call it, and my mom, she press curled our hair, growing up. And my mom, she wore wigs. My mom had long hair. We all had long hair, and but I didn't know anything about perms and all this kind of stuff until I got of age, went to college, and I started perming my hair. I furthered my education to I'm a master cosmetologist, and that's when I learned about the different hair extensions and stuff like that, braiding and all that. But my mind just was blown away with when I started hearing and learning about the spirits behind the hair. And I never cared for wigs. I braid my hair. I like do plaits and stuff like that, but from time to time because of working. But it's much easier. But I never cared about putting all this hair in my head. I don't, and I don't knock the ones who do it. That's what they do. That's what they have to do. I mean, some people may have medical issues. Behind wear extensions, wigs, and so forth. But I love the natural. I love natural.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good that you do. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I have a birthday coming this week. I will be 60.
All praises to the Most High. So you're an elderly woman giving this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to our sisters. So I'm glad to hear that because you were born in a different era where the natural, a lot of our sisters held on to some of those natural customs. So it's good that our young sisters hear this from an elderly sister, because a lot of times our women are hiding from, and men are hiding from their age, but we need, the aged men and women to help to be an example to our culture and our nation. But thank you, my sister, for calling in tonight. Do you have anything else you want to say before you go?
No, keep doing what you're doing. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. My spiritual walk has really been impacted by G.O.C.C. and I'm just, there's a lot I could say, but I know with time permit, there are others on the line. So thank you for taking my call.
I appreciate you. Make sure you check out some of the other broadcasts if you can. We got A Gathering 144. We have our Hebrew and Bible Academy on Sundays, and you can just go to historytime.org, and we teach a lot of different things that really help you to be informative when it comes to this Bible and our history. All right.
A whole lot. I've been listening. I started listening to G.O.C.C. back in October 2022. I was up in Virginia for a funeral, my nephew's funeral, and on the way home, my husband and I stopped at the gas station, and we met this couple who was telling us about G.O.C.C. And I've been listening ever since then.
All praises to the Most High. Well, thank you so much, man. I mean, my sister. Make sure you stay tuned. All right.
I will. Y'all have a blessed one.
You too. Now, peace and blessings.
All right.
346 area code calling in. Who do we have? Mute me in the background, you don't mind, please.
Hey, Shalom, Elder. It's Brother Magan, California body.
Okay, we got a brother calling in. You must be finna talk about some man weave you had before. Oh, come on.
Hey, nah, brother. I wasn't one of them, Elder, but actually growing up, so I'm about to be 50. So
okay,
I was born in an era where, as I got older, you saw men. I was running an era where there's a lot of so-called what you call men that try to be pimps.
Okay,
and they were like perming their hair, so they was looking fly, as that's what they called it. But I had another perspective too. I have sisters, so. I think it was a programming because we had, my sisters had dolls. And so they would doll up their hair different type of ways. And then that became a trend. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened was they basically, the model was the better the hair, the better type of guy you get. So then our women thought, okay, well, if I do this, I can get a different type of statue of men. You know what I'm saying? So women had beautiful hair. I mean, I saw women that got beautiful hair and they would get perms and they would get wigs. And I'm like, why would y'all do that?
And extensions, right.
Yeah, it was a different look for that job or a different type of man. And then, some women would say, well, I did it. I had 5 kids or 6 kids, but then they start doing it to their children here. So I wanted to yield with that. It was all a programming for one. And I want to yield for that. It was a mind programming.
So you saying a lot of sisters are saying because they have a lot of children under them that they need something quick. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that was one of the excuses to me.
Well, sisters have to think about that. And as a culture and as a nation, obviously we all make mistakes, but our people really have to think about that. Marriage is really a commitment, not just for laying down, but it comes with so much more. Husband, children. It's really an investment that we all have to think about. It's like, hey, as you see, when it comes to even the hair, like, hey, I got a lot of children. I don't have time to do my hair. I got to get up and go to work. It's like when we sit down for marriage, we really have to plan this thing out. You know what I mean? But thank you so much, my brother. That was some informative information, my brother.
Thank you.
Bless you now. Bless you. Shalom. Set. Okay. Is 346 area code or is it 704?
704, Elder.
All right. Who we got calling in?
This brother Kyle Young, Elder.
How are you doing, my brother?
Pretty good, Elder. Great topic, and this is very key too, Elder, to help us, get through these processes. Because Elder, I remember, I'm in my 40s, Elder, so my hair it's thin, so I end up getting a supplement from you, to help the hair grow back. And honestly, it's been growing back. So I understand that. But I would never get none of them toupees or
You ain't gonna be. You like listen. I ain't finna be like Trump.
No, sir.
You can't listen. You can't be like Trump trying to blow the trumpet because you got to prophesy without a head cover. So if you got the toupee on, you can't blow the trumpet, and be like Trump.
Right, or be in the wind.
Listen, that toupee gonna be prophesying to the wind.
This is crazy. Like I have gray hair on my face.
Yeah.
And you know, I talk to people and they be like, you don't want to die? I'm like, no, what am I gonna die for? This, I earned this.
Yeah.
You know, that gray hair, white woolly hair, I would say, because gray hair, nobody get gray hair. We get white woolly hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Elder, I earned this. I said, no, I'm not going to die because I'm not. My thing is, I'm not trying to attract somebody young. I'm trying to attract somebody mature.
There you go.
So if they looking at they looking at gray hairs on my face and saying, "Oh, you need to dye that," then obviously you don't appreciate a man of
mature man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a conversation one time, sir, with sisters, and I remember them saying like, sisters back in the days used to get their hair colored. And I said, when? I said, no, that was the punk rockers. You know what I mean? I came from an elder where they didn't dye their hairs, women didn't swear, brothers didn't wear their pants off their butt. We had baggy pants, but it wasn't off our butt.
Right.
So it's like it's you know, then it started coming in, but you know,
who do you think taught us to do, you know, some of those things like the baggy pants? I want to hear from you. Who do you think?
Honestly, Elder, I think it had to be the LGBT or something of that fashion, like the, you know what I mean? Because I can't recall where it come from, to be honest, because it just seemed like it just happened.
What about something that we saw every day? What did we see every day? Television.
Yeah, television.
Media. We used to see, you know, where it went from women rolling up stockings and now to total nude. We saw all of the the music being driven and transition to where it was less clothing on, and you know they pretty much infiltrated our culture because they know, one, we like music, one, we don't have anything to do, and we like to dance. We're tribal. We like style, and as you know, it just slowly transitioned, and it actually raised us. Everyone wanted to jam to the new hot artists out there. Whatever that hot artist had on, we had on. So now they realize they can actually control us with that. They will bring out people with the wrong type of image of the beast, and we will follow that same thing, slowly transitioning us to a bunch of clone Tyrones. Now you got a whole school wearing this, and let me tell you, television just the same fall of the devil when it comes to music. He's making us all fall through the same thing. Music and Hollywood.
Come on. And I'm glad you said that, even with the music, because I know Elder Rawchaa brought out that Russell Simmons brought the thuggy music and lifestyle. And that came with the portion of it, you know what I mean? And, you know, we not questioning their lifestyle, but some of them are LGBT, so they wanted to feminize our men and be like, you know what I mean, be like them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even, and that's what's going on, Elder, which is crazy. And that's why you guys are our leaders, because the Kalima and the thuggy spirit is really the problem with our people, and it's being looked at us as the world, as they looking at us like, man, that's them, and it's like, no, that's not us. It was brought to us, and we actually we envy our oppressors, and we do the things that they used to do, right? Which is crazy, but you know.
Well, thank you for calling, my brother. Let me get this other call here. Love you, my brother. Shalom.
Yes, I love you.
Who do we have calling in from the 216 area code?
Sax player.
All right. Sax player. How you doing, my brother?
All right. I'm going to take you back. Old school.
Uh-oh.
Remember the Jerry curl?
Yes, I do. Oh, yeah.
Now, see, I was in that generation when Martin Luther King and all of them died when I was in elementary school and stuff. And we used to have the fro. So I had the afro like Michael Jackson fro.
Yeah.
But then they came with the Jerry curl. But I ain't have enough money to buy that, so all I did was wet my hair and just put some oil on it, and my hair looked just like that. and it wasn't about no weaves and all that. I remember that crazy stuff Bo Derek invented, the what do you call it, the cornrow.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Crazy.
Do you think that the women like like the Jerry curls better, or you just think because it became so stylish that just became in?
It came in with the style, and it's like, everybody was doing it, and they just like the style, just like you were saying, the music and trends and stuff like that in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood, all that stuff, man.
Because to me, okay, I don't want to sit here and say, because every era was in with his own style. Now, I don't want to say, okay, because the Bible talks about a man, it's a shame for a man to wear his hair like a woman, because like the brother came in earlier with the pimps. Some of the pimps curl their hair, they wear this long nails, and,
straighten their hair.
Do you think
some
that...
of them just straighten it, like straight
right.
all the way back, Yeah.
So, well, because I don't think the Jerry curl was feminine. I guess it made you look more like Razor Ramon or some type of Ephraimite or something like that. Because do you think the women was like, I need the pretty boy with the nice hair, and that's why Judah started doing it? Or what do you think? Or it was just a style?
I just think it had something to do with that a little bit, but hey, things change and people do things. And Ray J, he needed to quit. He's disgusting me, man. This dude, I had to go in and slap him upside his head a couple of times. His sister's way better than him.
Oh, man.
I know her. Brandy,
yes, sir.
Come
yes,
on,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Well,
you have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Bless you, my brother.
Thank you. Bless you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. My man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, guys. I'm probably going to take 1 or 2 more calls here so I can get me some food and go finish watching this Kingdom of the Apes. So if you want to call in, the number is 281-973-6872. I will start to come on a little earlier, and I will be bringing more videos of how-to on the breads, showing you guys how to make with the specific recipes for the fresh milk flour very soon. We have 760 area code.
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom. Who we got calling in?
This is Shay from the Mobile Atlanta body.
All right. Now, how are you, my sister?
I am doing good. So the question you asked us is who told us to do this? And I'm going to say it is influences and celebrities and the environment that you are around are what's influencing us. So things we're seeing on TV and all that kind of stuff.
Give me an example of something that probably you went through or someone close to you.
So, for instance, like I'm a military child.
Okay.
So when we lived we grew up more in suburbia like areas. Mm-hmm. So when I was more so the only little chocolate draw amongst all the other Gentiles, sitting behind some of the girls with the long straight hair, it made me go home one day and I had cut my hair off cutting it like the edges, like straight across because I wanted my hair to be straight like that. Or seeing these celebrities with, the different hairstyles that you see. For instance, a lot of the sisters I'm seeing nowadays is having these inches all the way down to their ankles, and it's getting like longer and longer. And
they trying to be like Rapunzel.
Say it again.
They trying to be like Rapunzel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I had that hairstyle, like a braiding hairstyle, done long before, and it wasn't by like something I wanted. The girl just went a little bit longer than I thought. And I'm going to be quite honest, I don't understand how any sisters are having their hair that long. Every time you go use the bathroom, Elder, your hair dunking in the water. You had to, go put your clothes on. You got to rope your hair out long, to get out your shirt. Like, it was just crazy. And I told myself I never, ever would get my hair that long ever again.
Yeah. And it's, people got their choices. I know in Jamaica, some sisters some sisters and brothers have their hair that long, but like you said, when you go to sleep, boy, even with my little ponytail, boy, I tell you, you gotta have that thing either wrapped up, out your way. I don't like sleeping with mine balled up, so everybody has to find their own way. But definitely, man, our sisters need to know too that they can grow hair that long. Now, obviously, after a while, they have to decide according to their scalp and their genetics, is it too heavy for them or not? Or because some people have dreads and they're like, well, mine is getting too heavy. So sometimes what people do, they will put the dreads together so they can have a thicker foundation so that their hair won't, thin out or whatever the case may be. So it's a lot, obviously, that goes into that. But, man, sisters, y'all can get the natural long hair if you're patient. And this is what we have to start to teach our people as a culture is, listen, if you start to take care of your daughter's hair young, feed them the right diet young, and after they turn a certain age where their head is going to be suitable for dreads or whatever hairstyle they're going to get, if they get it young, they can have this so-called long hairstyle. But we're taking them straight to the just for me aisle or the quick fix. And the quick fix is a long journey now to go back to where you started, if you can get there.
Yes.
So that's why we're putting this information out there. Like, literally, you don't want to start the dreads at 2 or 1, because sometimes the head won't, when it comes to the parts and stuff, it won't grow into it right. Sometimes they'll say like 4 or 5 or whatever. But I just want to put the information out there for our sisters. But before you know it, you look up, they're like, how did her hair get so long? Because as a culture and a nation now we know what to do to depend on our own God, our own diet, to keep all of these things in control, and we're keeping ourselves far away from toxins and things that can possibly hurt us. Right?
Yes, I definitely, that's actually a good perspective as far as the longer hair. So that is to each of its own. When I had moved to Montgomery, which is a more, urban area, they were used, that was my first time getting introduced to quick weaves and stuff like that. I had went to school and the sisters were like, oh, your hair is so long. And they're like, I want to do your hair. And I'm thinking they're going to do something else to it. Well, they put like quick weaves and a bunch of glue and all that kind of stuff on my hair one day, me being ignorant, not knowing. And I was like, dang. And another thing, too, that I wanted to tell sisters really quick is, leave the lace fronts alone. I got a little piece, my hair is locked, but I got a little piece on the side of my head where when I put my locks up in a ponytail, that you can see where the clip part of the lace front was grabbing into my hair that's kind of missing in that area. And another thing, too, like you said, Elder, to each its own, but I think that the best thing I've ever done is to lock my hair. I made a lot of excuses about it. Oh, I want different hairstyles and versatility. My hair has grown longer than it ever has with any other style that we call protective hairstyles.
This is the best protective hairstyle ever. I'm not telling everybody they have to get locks. Obviously, there's different tribes. Even the tribes can get that, but maybe the Most High wanted a lot of Judah to have that. Maybe that's why he made it that way. I don't know. But we like that. Listen, if we just learn that our hair is like the soil, our scalp, it's just like the soil. And things are growing out of it like it's crops or something like that. We're not feeding the hair nutrition enough. We're not feeding our body, and you understand. And we need, another thing we need more probiotic diet. Okay, obviously I sell supplements that's for probiotics, but you also need it in your diet, because you can feed yourself all of the nutrients you want, but sometimes if the gut is not able to absorb it through lack of probiotics, you know what I mean? So it's the soil itself loves, you can feed the soil a bunch of fertilizer, but if the probiotics and you understand the microorganisms are not there, because our body is made up of more of that. A lot of people don't know that's missing from the body. You can actually have probiotic things like people use rice water they put on the scalp, all different type of things. So not only do you feed it almond oil, olive oil, you feed it living coconut oil, the virgin one, the ones that's living. You feed your scalp, you massage your scalp when you need to, and you're doing this often instead of always combing it and brushing it too much. Sometimes, a lot of times, you can listen. You literally can compare the scalp to the soil. When you have soil, if you're always beating the soil and tilling the soil, believe it or not, through studies, and I've shown it on here, the soil messes up. But when you barely touch that soil, and you just touch it when you need to, guess what? It keeps a whole self-defense mechanism, and everything just grows. And that's how the scalp is. You're teaching it to twist. And before you know it, it starts to realize what you're going to be doing with the hair. You're not combing it. You're not overdoing it. Not that combing and brushing is a wrong thing. But people have to decide what they need to do, and they really need to learn how our God made us. overuse of something. Like people, notice how people twist their hair every week. Their hair usually starts to thin out. Oh, I gotta have the braided style all the time, every time. Sometime, like the land needs to rest. Sometimes the hair needs to rest a little bit. So we really just need to learn how our God made us, instead of letting these Gentiles come in and like, yeah, we got the quick fix for you, so we can give them the quick bucks and they're rich and we're still struggling with no hair and no money. Lord have mercy. Thank you, my sister, for calling in. I appreciate you. Bless you, my sisters. One more call, guys. One more call. I know you guys been trying to call in. One more call. I will make sure that I come on earlier next time to make sure I get some more call-ins. Last call of the night. 346 area code. Last call of the night. Who we have?
Shalom, Elder. This is Kayal.
Shalom, Sister Kayal. How are you?
I am good. So,
all right. What body you calling from?
Houston.
Oh, you got a 346 number. That's a Houston number? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Shalom, how are you doing? What you got to say for us tonight?
I'm doing good. I did it all.
You did it all?
Yes.
Okay. Give us one good example.
The sew-ins.
Mm-hmm.
When I did my sew-ins, I made sure that it wasn't tight. I did my sew-ins also because I didn't like to dye my hair a lot. I wanted the color, but I didn't want to dye my hair for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or the glue. Like, I love my hair, but I want to change it up a lot.
Okay.
So I just knew how to match my hair because I always had long, pretty hair. Growing up, I did get the perms, but my hair is so thick, like I used to break the combs a lot. So
what made you do it? Like, why did you do it? What made you do it? Was it just yourself or something you saw? That's the big question tonight. What made you do it?
Myself.
Okay.
That's all. Myself. Yeah, pretty much myself. I just didn't want to do like all the heat to it, the different comb press or the chemicals. So to save time, because I get up early in the morning, like 4 o'clock to get ready for work, and I'm probably back late, like 8 o'clock in the afternoon or something in that nature. So I just wanted a quick hairstyle and go.
So that's what made you do it. You said you wanted convenience.
Correct.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm glad that sisters are calling in, sharing these things. Do you are you still doing it, or did you decide to go natural, or you didn't go that route yet?
I'm natural. I have locks.
Okay.
And it wasn't so bad. Like, I like to take care of my hair when I was doing this stuff. But every 6 weeks, I'd take it out, condition my hair, do whatever to preserve my hair. Because it was this movie that I seen when I was younger. Is it I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yeah.
And I seen that lady take all her doing off.
Yeah.
You know what?
I remember that. I remember that as a child. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like her. But
are you talking about the dark lady?
Yes.
Oh man, that brought me back, sister. Oh wow. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. But go ahead.
So, no, I hear with that. It's just for convenience, like you said.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Listen, we had to have this discussion because I know it's going to be thousands of people who's going to watch this show. Sometimes I'll get off of here. It's 2,000 people who didn't watch it, and it didn't jump to 4 within a few hours, and it'd be late too. So I wanted to get some call-ins to hear different aspects and opinions of what made some of our people do certain things. Now, praise the Most High. I guess I didn't get some men in the church who talked about man weaves or the sprays, unless brothers just afraid to talk about it. But at least they admitted, like, hey, yeah, of course, we know in culture, they did the Jerry curls and they saw that the pimps were perming their hair and different things like that. Let me ask you a question. As a woman, do you think that there's anything, feminine out there today that you would say is feminine for a man hairstyle that you that you think is feminine today? Just an opinion.
Honestly, it will be like the gluing on, but if you really don't know, I mean, everybody lying to each other, so you won't even know what he have on top of his head.
Right. Okay. Do you think, because some sisters say they think that men with dreads is feminine?
No, I don't think so.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because there's a lot of things out here. People are confused when the Bible says that a man can't have long hair. It really just means women hairdos, and also if a man does have long hair, how he's fixing it like a woman. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I see sometimes they got the thing out there they call pretty boys with a, they'll look like, what's the guy I showed earlier, the guy who said it's fried down, it just slick to the side, something like that. Sometimes the pretty boys will do that old school do, and you don't know if they're straight today. I mean, sometimes today I'm afraid to let my boys, and they got some nice hair, get long hair, afraid that people ain't gonna know today what's what. So I'm like, you trying to make the boys stand out as men, because it's tainted on all levels today. And even with that, you got men who don't got hair and they be claiming to be women. So Lord have mercy. But anyway, my sister, thank you for calling in tonight, and I appreciate everything that you do in the church. All right.
Shalom. Have a nice night.
You too. Now, shalom. All right, that's the last call of tonight. I appreciate everybody. You understand, calling in and tuning in tonight, and I pray that this helps our culture. Obviously, we had some humor and we had some fun with the topic, but hopefully it motivates or encourages somebody to maybe say, you know what, I might do this better, I might try this. And to each his own. Once again, we're not here to judge anybody or say if you are doing those things that you're gonna go to hell or this and that, but it's just to bring the information out, and for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, it's for you guys. Obviously, we know there's so many different situations out there, and we are not here to judge anyone on these things, but like I said, we do have to put the truth out there. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We will, if it be the Most High's will, be with you next Tuesday. Make sure that you once again stay tuned for Elder Rawchaa show on Wednesdays. We have Deacon Hazak on Thursday, right? We have Elder Rawchaa's Patreon. You can subscribe to his Patreon, okay, I think for like $5 a month to actually hear things that you cannot hear on YouTube as well. And we have the Saturday lesson, and on Friday nights, I forgot to say that we have my brother, Elder Rawchaa. Hey, Elder Rawchaa, I want to tell you, brother, I forgot that we had our anniversary for baptism. I know we probably been in the truth like 16, 17 years before baptism, but 15 years baptized. So August 9th was me, Deacon Malak, and Elder Rawchaa's baptism birthday, and we're the last three from that baptism. All praises be to the Most High. 15 years strong, and it's been a battle, and we're gonna keep battling and taking it one day at a time. So I gotta listen. Toast to you, my brother. Toast to you, my brother. Can't wait to see you again. Just wanted to put that out there. It's been 15 years, my brother, going strong, and it's a blessing because your sins start when you're like 12. So I've been living now in the truth more than I was in the world. According to your sins starting at 12, I've been living now in the truth longer than I was in the world. So I'll be able to be an old man and say, boy, what you talking about? I've been living in this truth my whole life. If it be the Most High's will. So, yes, August 9th was the day we was baptized. Elder Rawchaa came down to Dallas and baptized a whole lot of people. And hey, praise the Most High, we still here, because boy, we've been through a lot, and there's still a whole lot to go. So I will see you all next Tuesday if it be the Most High's will. I will be coming on earlier, so stay tuned for that. I just want to put that out there so we can try to start getting more call-ins again. All right. Peace and blessings to you all. Make sure you go to historytimes.org, and you already know if your favorite let me try to get that logo right. Your favorite sports and health nutrition, KIIY supplements.com. We got a lot of new stuff coming, and boy, we revamping a lot behind the scenes. So stay tuned, boy. Get ready to get your mind right. All right. Peace and blessings. historytimes.org.
The Bible Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.